Hello students, in this video we will discuss support vector machine of module 5. What is support vector machine? Support vector machine is a supervised machine learning technique which is used for both classification and regression. Support vector machine is a mathematically rigorous machine learning technique to build a linear binary classifier. And it is mostly used for classification problem. And in this algorithm, we plot data point as a point in an n-dimensional space. And what is this value of n? This n is based upon the number of features you have, with the value of each feature being the value of a particular coordinate. And suppose if we have two features, we will be plotting each data point in a two-dimensional plot. If we have three features, we will be plotting each data point in a three-dimensional space. And we perform classification by finding the hyperplane that differentiate the two classes very well. Right, so in SVM, we find a hyperplane that differentiate both the classes very well. Here we can see an example. We are having two classes, blue colored star class and red colored circle classes. And here we have three hyperplanes, A, B and C. We have three hyperplanes. When you see these three hyperplanes, you look at this A hyperplane. It is not classifying both the classes very clearly, right? So because to the one side of your A hyperplane, you are having this blue colored star class and few red colored circle class data points, and to other side of the A hyperplane, you have some red colored circle data points, right? So this A is not a A hyperplane is not a perfect classifier. Take this B hyperplane. B hyperplane is a perfect classifier because to one side of your B hyperplane you have this blue colored star data points, and to the other side of your hyperplane you have red colored circle classes, right? So this B hyperplane classifies both the classes very well. But what about C? C, you take to one side of your C hyperplane, you have few, just only two red data points, and to the other side of your C hyperplane, you have having this red color circle data points, right? To one side you have few red color data points and you have blue colored star data points, and to the other side you have this red color data points, right? To differentiate both the classes, we are using the color differentiation and the notation differentiation, right? So by seeing these three hyperplanes, I can understand P is the best classifier. Take this example. You are having three hyperplanes, A, B and C. A, B and C. All these three hyperplanes classifies both the classes very well. Right? There is a clear classification between both the classes by this all three hyperplanes. Now in this case, which is the best hyperplane and which hyperplane I should choose to differentiate both the classes? Right? So now comes the thumb rule. What is the thumb rule? Select the hyperplane which segregates the two classes better. Right? You have to select the hyperplane that classifies both the classes better. Now maximize the distance between the nearest data point and the hyperplane. This distance is called the margin. I'll tell you. You have to calculate the margin distance, which margin distance is the maximum distance that particular hyperplane I should select it. Now we'll see what is this maximum margin distance. Take this example, right? You are having two hyperplanes B and D. By visualizing, you can understand both these hyperplanes classifies both the classes perfectly, very well, right? Because you take this B hyperplane, to one side of this B hyperplane, I have one set of classes, and to the other side of the hyperplane, I have other set of classes. Right. Similarly, take this D hyperplane. To one set of D hyperplane, you have this star class, and to the other set of the hyperplane D, you have this circle class. Now, which one is the best one? Which one I should choose as the hyperplane to differentiate both the classes? I have to follow the thumb rule. What does the thumb rule states? Right, it should classify or segregate both the classes. So first is satisfy. First thumb rule is satisfied. It is classifying or segregating both the classes in a better way. Now what is the second one? Maximum margin distance. Now how to see among these two hyperplane which is having the maximum margin distance, whether B or D? How to understand this? So here I'll take the first one B to B. Right, I have to draw parallel lines to the hyperplane B touching the nearest data point of my first class, which is my first class, star class. Right, draw a parallel line to this B hyperplane touching the nearest data point of the star class. So this is the nearest data point. So I am drawing a parallel line touching the nearest data point of the star class. Similarly, draw another parallel line touching the nearest data point of the circle class. Touching the nearest data point of the circle class. Right, now this distance is my margin distance. Right, assume this distance as G1. Similarly, to the next hyperplane D, draw parallel line. Right, now this is my D hyperplane. Draw parallel line touching the nearest data point of my star class. So I have drawn parallel line touching the nearest data point of my star class. Similarly, draw another parallel line touching the nearest data point of my circle class. This distance is my margin distance. Assume this distance as G2. Find which is the maximum distance, whether G1 or G2. Right, by seeing this we can understand G1 is the maximum distance. So which hyperplane should be chosen? I should choose B hyperplane. Right, this is how I will be choosing the best hyperplane. And coming to kernel method, right, so we need to tune the parameters. Right, so for tuning the parameters, this SVM, support vector machine, uses mathematical functions that are defined by the kernel. Right, so what does this do? The function of the kernel takes data as input and transform it into the required form. Right, and transform it into the required form. So we are having different SVM algorithm like linear, non-linear, polynomial, radial basis function and sigmoidal function. Out of all these functions, the most common used kernel method is RBF, radial basis function. Right, so what is this kernel method used for? It is used to transform the input data into the required form. It is used for tuning the parameters. Coming to the advantages and disadvantages of SVM, the main strength of SVM is that they work well even when the number of features is much larger than the number of instances. Right, because we'll be plotting the data points occurred in a n-dimensional space, and you know this n represents the features. How many features we have, that many dimensions we'll be using. Next is it works on data sets with huge feature space. Right, we have discussed it. And even when the optimal decision boundary is the non-linear curve, this SVM transforms variable to create new dimensions such that the representation of the classifier is a linear function of those transformed dimensions of the data. And SVM is easy to understand, and it is a linear binary classifier, right? So it is a binary classifier. If I want multiple classifier, we should go for naive Bayes classification, and this SVM is a binary classifier. We'll be having only 2 classes. And SVMs are now available with almost all data analytics tool set. And this SVM has few disadvantages. It works with real numbers and it is a binary classifier. Right, as I said, it can have only 2 classes. It is a binary classifier. And if I want multiple classifier, we should go for this naive Bayes classification. Training the SVM is an inefficient and time-consuming process. Since the data is, when the data is large, training the SVM is a time-consuming process. It does not work well when there is much noise in the data, and this SVMs will not provide probability estimate of classification. These are the few disadvantages of my support vector machine. Thank you.